Got it. Are we rolling?
We are up and rolling. Welcome, everyone. We're so glad you're here. I am
Got it.
Leela, and I'm here with Dr. Jim Sears. Thank you so much for taking some time today.
Sure, sure. It's a crazy day here. We're in the middle of a big rainstorm, a California winter rainstorm. So it's really not that cold, but tons of rain for us, and it's kind of exciting to me. Palm trees are blowing all around, and there'll be snow in the mountains when everything clears. So yay!
So, after the rain, what comes?
Everything blooms and pollens and oh yeah, all my kids with allergies start sniffling and coughing, and my phone starts ringing, and I get really busy.
Yeah, so it's already happening here in Florida. We're actually having a dry spell. We're all wanting to have some of your rain, but
Mhm.
the oak trees, they're in full bloom. Pollen is flying everywhere. People are telling me their white cars are now yellow.
Hmm.
Um, the windowsills are full of this powdery yellowy stuff. So we're just prepping the rest of the country for what's to come. What should moms
Yeah.
do when they're like, hey, my children are coughing constantly. There's no fever. What can I give them? How can I help them? How can we understand allergies better?
Oh, allergies. And yeah, it's crazy. All that yellow stuff on your car or on your clothes is also getting in your nose. It's getting in your eyes. You're breathing it in, and that can wreak havoc on the body, especially if your body is hypersensitive to that. I mean, most people, if you get a nose full of pollen, you probably sneeze a little bit, but someone that suffers from allergies, it can become a long-term thing. And sometimes allergies are obvious, itchy, runny eyes and nose. But sometimes it can be just something more mild symptoms like chronic sore throat or snoring. My kids that snore, I often think of allergies, chronic ear fluid, chronic ear infections that don't go away are often have a foundation in allergies. And then a constant throat clearing is another one, cough that kind of don't won't go away. A lot of those, and then of course the big ones like asthma and eczema, those can be big signs of allergies, but those are usually pretty obvious. But we're kind of talking about some of the more subtle things. So it's important to if you go to your doctor, often, especially in the middle of cold and flu season, there we may think, okay, it's probably the latest cold or flu or whatever. But once it starts keeping going for several weeks or beyond a month, start thinking about allergies. And that's where you want to just have a nice balanced immune system. I mean, current, there's the treatments of antihistamines and other immune modulators, things like that. But it'd be really great if you could treat it. I don't like the word use naturally, but just with same way they might have treated this thousands of years ago with a healthy diet, before we had pharmaceuticals. And anytime I can treat something with a sustainable health lifestyle change that's actually good for you, like eating lots of fruits and veggies, getting your exercise, eating lots of fish. Those are the kind of the big three: fruits, veggies, omegas, fish, and then having an active lifestyle. Those, if you do all three of those, you're going to have a lot less allergy symptoms. And over and over, patients with chronic, say, ear fluid, I say, hey, let's start them on lots more fruits and veggies or Juice Plus, the fruit and vegetable supplement. But you can see right there, there's mine. This is my reminder to take it every day. I sit down at my desk and I look and go, oh, yeah, my Juice Plus. And over, I've seen my patients suffer less after starting Juice Plus with all the fruits and veggies and berries and omegas that contains.
What about honey? I know some people recommend
Yes.
honey.
Yes, honey, especially local honey. They say, the bees are carrying all that pollen around. And if you are allergic to something that's especially environmental, like the pollens or the trees or the grasses that tend to be seasonal and local, um, getting some local honey, probably at your local farmer's market, And by the way, I'm always amazed how, I know honey maybe seems expensive, but I know, Leela, you've been in a little bit into beekeeping, but imagine how expensive would it be to like own a bunch of bees and then have to go in and collect the honey with all the protection, the bees buzzing around, and then, for me to, collect a jar of honey, for the risk, I would probably have to charge $1,000 for that jar. So
Yeah.
how they're doing it for $10, I don't know. But
Yeah. And
anyway,
the thing is, if you're bringing up bees, is that they are, we're actively trying to save the bees because
yes.
bees are, that'll lead me into my next topic is the bees are eating off of our land and our plants, which we're treating with pesticides and different types of chemicals, which are actually harmful to the bees. So the bees are suffering in population size themselves. So it might not be even just the risk management, but the quantity of honey not being readily available is causing the price even to go up. And I actually
Mm.
heard locally that a woman makes more money shipping her bees to California to pollinate the almond trees from
Oh,
Florida
yeah.
for 2 months,
Hmm.
and then they bring her bees back. She makes more money renting out her bees than producing honey because they're
Wow.
actually really, really good at pollinating all of the plants that we eat so much of. So um,
Exactly. Hey, let me touch real quick, go a little bit back on why a diet rich in fruits and vegetables is important for allergies. And if you think about your immune system, it's a very powerful system, but it needs to be in balance. It's kind of, if you think of it, it's the military of your body. And a country that has an overactive military, just it may not be that healthy. So your immune system looks around, it finds viruses, it finds bacteria, it finds other things, it looks at pollens, and it reacts to them. And if you have an overzealous immune system that fights too hard against some of these things, that's where you get the allergy symptoms. You even get beyond that, autoimmune issues. So, and we just know that diet fruits rich in fruits, veggies, and berries and omegas will help. I like the word regulate. It helps keep your immune system balanced, so it's not too active and it's not underactive. It's just the right amount of active to handle things that's not supposed to be there. Cancer cells too. Your immune system takes care of cancer cells, and that's why people that have the diet rich in fruits and veggies can actually cut your cancer risk in half, because the immune system is more vigilant in a balanced way. So it's one of those things. Too much of immune system, you get allergies, autoimmune. Not enough of immune system, you get a lot of illness. But a nice balanced immune system from all those antioxidants and getting rid of free radicals in your body, getting rid of inflammation. And that's where a diet rich in fruits and veggies and berries and omegas can really help.
love it. And it's just such a simple habit. Like it's super easy to do. I call it the 10-second habit. If you have time to yawn, you have time to take your Juice Plus.
Don't make me yawn. Just thinking about yawning. Make me yawn. Okay.
Yep. So yeah, that's awesome. Just an anecdotal example of this is my father. He really suffered with hay fever, allergic to cats, extreme allergies every spring, fall, the runny eyes, the headache, everything. And he's been consuming these plant powders for probably 4.5 years now. And he actually stayed with me this spring break for 2 nights. I have a cat in my house, and he had no symptoms of allergic reaction. And that's surprising to me. Like, it's really surprising that the longer you take it, the more it can actually, the longer you're eating Juice Plus, it seems like it can actually help some of those long-standing allergy symptoms go away as your immune system can be more regulated.
Exactly. And I think there's, over 40 studies on Juice Plus, and I didn't actually count them up, but I would imagine at least almost half of them. We have studies on inflammation, antioxidants, boosting your omega index, and immune function. And I bet close to half of the studies on Juice Plus kind of encompass those subjects. And so there's a lot of great clinical evidence showing that Juice Plus can really have a a positive impact on your immune system. And I see that in my patients. I've seen it for over 20 years that I've been recommending Juice Plus to my patients.
Awesome. I love it. Love it. Such a simple habit. So then I wanted to talk a little bit about the tower gardens, what's growing on. So you can see them behind me here. They're vertical aeroponic growing systems. And in our area, we are growing a lot of broccoli, kale, celery, herbs of any kind, catnip, basil, oregano, chives, lavender. They're all loving this season. But my favorite thing that is brand new that I've been growing is actually strawberries. So that has just been so fun. So I thought it might be cool if I actually took you outside. Do you want to see them?
Sure.
Okay.
Should I take you outside in my rainstorm?
No, I don't want to see a rainstorm. We're going to switch. Okay. Now you're on my phone.
Hey.
Okay, we're going outside. Yeah, Fox.
You should have some traveling music for this.
Okay, so I decided to try organic strawberries. These are from Living Towers in the Florida Keys. Check it out.
Look at that.
So when I first started, I was like, oh, I'll just do 20. So the typical tower garden starts with 20 ports. It's 5 units with 4 pods on each unit. I was like, oh, I'll just do 20. So I bought those in December. But by mid-January, early February, I was like, I want to do the extension. So I bought more. And I actually went there in person and he was having a sale, like BOGO strawberries. So I filled up the rest of it. And Jason Lucas is in the Keys. He's actually in Cujo Key, and he's been selling seedlings for as long as there's been towers around. And such a great guy. So he really hooked me up. And I asked him, what are the hardest things with the strawberry on the tower garden? And he told me the 2 things they don't like is, number 1, they don't like it if they run out of water. So we're so lucky that it's on a timer for very busy people. It just turned on. Here's the water pouring down on all the roots. And so I don't really have to worry about the water as long as I keep this full in the basin. So they don't like to run out of water. They don't like to be too dry or too wet. And the other thing is they don't like the wrong mineral solution or the pH. So every time I add water, I'm very scientific about the right quantity of Tower Tonic A and B, the mineral solution, which is a mineral solution that's great for plants and wonderful for people. It has all the minerals that we need, that we get from our plants. So I love that, and it's safe. And then the pH, it stays pretty consistent. So in Florida, where I live, the water doesn't really change too much with the pH. The only thing that can throw the pH off at my house is a heavy rain, like what you're experiencing.
Yeah, exactly. I would imagine your temperature in Florida there is ideal.
Yeah, it is. It really is. So I'm live on YouTube, just so you know. I have a visitor looking. Say hi. She says it's amazing. But yeah, I just wanted to be sure to share that with you all.
Cool. Well, thanks a ton, Leela. I think I have a patient waiting for me, so I think it's
perfect
a
timing.
great time to sign off. And next month with whatever the subject of the month is, right?
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Okie dokie. See you guys later.
Bye.